All I need is you, baby, baby.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Penny. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we're in the brand new 2023 Volkswagen Jetta, courtesy of Faulkner Volkswagen in Mechanicsburg, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so, believe it or not, the Jetta, I was looking this up, the Jetta was introduced in 1979 as a 1980s model here in the US. And this thing has been here now for over 40 years. That is pretty darn impressive. Not many vehicles can say that. So first wanted to mention that. Also, there's some nice changes for the 2023 Jetta as well. I'll be touching on them in this video. And you get the 4-year, 50,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. That's also the powertrain warranty as well, of course. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so, as you can imagine, there are several different trim levels for the 2023 Jetta. First one being the S, starting at $20,415. Sport for $21,315. SE, which actually is the one we are in today, starting at $24,145, and the SEL going for $28,145. And believe it or not, when it comes to the pricing, that's only a $50 jump from the 2022 model year. And I specify that because most other manufacturers, most other vehicles in general that I test drive, it's a substantial jump for the 2022 model year, probably because of inflation and all that. So only 50 bucks, that's not that bad. But anyways, regardless of trim level that you go with, the power plant on the new Jetta is going to be the same. Powering the beast is a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, putting out 158 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, 184 pound-feet of torque, coming in at right around 1,700 RPM. Power sent to front wheels, but here's the best part. Through your choice of either a 6-speed manual, still available here in 2023, or an 8-speed automatic that goes for an additional $800, and that actually is the one we are in today. But 0 to 60 time coming in at approximately 7.6 seconds, with MPG numbers coming in at 29 in the city, 42 on the highway. That is pretty darn impressive. And actually, if you go with the 6-speed manual, 43 on the highway, so that's even better. But anyways, taking regular unleaded fuel. And so before we do any kind of fun acceleration test here in the Jetta, wanted to mention to you guys, there is a singular drive mode. It is called Eco, and it is located just to the left of the shifter. If you press that like I just did, it is going to adjust the throttle response and the shift points essentially. So now having got all of that out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and find a straightaway. Let's put the Jetta here to the test, and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2023 Volkswagen Jetta here up to speed. All right, let's just do this here in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, we're slipping. It's loud. It's not that bad. You shouldn't have any issues emerging onto the highway. And honestly, that 0 to 60 number, it's not bad. It's definitely going to get the job done. And like I said, not going to have any issues merging into traffic or anything like that. But there was a little bit of slipping there at the beginning. I will say that. I got the traction control light coming on the digital gauges, which, by the way, digital gauges are amazing in the Jetta. I'll get more into that when we get to the interior portion of this review, but it'll get the job done. I'll just put it that way. But anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find 11.3-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 10.7-inch solid rear discs. As far as that 60-0 stopping distance goes, as we are pulling up to a red light right here, that is going to come in at 127 feet, which, it's a little bit on the higher side, but honestly, it's pretty much on par for the course there. As far as braking feel goes, I actually like the braking feel in this thing. It's kind of on the firmer side of things. It's pretty much as you would expect a sedan should brake like. There's no dead spots or any kind of delay to the braking at all. So braking is 100% on point here in the Jetta. Then touching on suspension and handling, up front, you're going to get a McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, torsion beam rear axle, front stabilizer bar as well. And I did want to also mention, in addition to that, if you were to go with the sport trim level here in the Jetta, you will also get an XDS cross differential system, which essentially improves upon handling and traction as well. So overall, when it comes to ride quality, it's been perfectly fine on my short test drive here today. And I think I said that last year, if I remember correctly. The Jetta actually has pretty darn good ride quality in this thing. For not having an adaptive suspension or anything like that, this thing rides pretty darn good. So 100% on point there. As far as steering feel goes, It's pretty good. It's not the heaviest steering feel in the world, but it's not as loose as like a Hyundai Sonata either. So once again, it's pretty much on point there. As far as cabin noise goes, we were driving 43 miles per hour, so I'll let you guys be the judge of that. There's maybe a slight bit of road noise, but there's actually no wind noise whatsoever coming into the cabin, so I am a huge fan of that. And touching on visibility, 100% on point as well. The shape of this sedan particularly is perfectly fine, so not gonna have any issues with rear visibility there. And when it comes to forward visibility, this thing actually does get rain sensing windshield wipers for the SE and the SEL trim levels. So that means essentially whenever it detects any kind of mist or rainfall, this SE trim that we have today, it's gonna automatically turn on those windshield wipers for you. So it's kind of like automatic headlights, just one less thing you gotta worry about. So that's definitely a pretty cool feature there as well. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2023 Volkswagen Jetta. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2023 Volkswagen Jetta, finished in opal white pearl. In case you were curious of our exterior color name, I'm going to show you guys a quick glimpse of the window sticker here, and also check the VIN here. It shows that this vehicle is made in Mexico. You can tell by the 3, the first character on the VIN there. But as always, let's go ahead and start up front. LED headlights do come standard for every single trim level across the board. However, they will differ slightly. So for example, we're looking at LED reflector headlights right now. That is going to come on the S, on the Sport, and the SE. But if you were to go with that SEL, you will get LED projector headlights, so slightly better illumination with that top trim level here of the Jetta. Of course, you get LED daytime running lights either way. You also get the automatic feature, meaning when it starts to get dark out at night, the headlights are going to turn on automatically for you there. And you get the all black front grille that also comes standard on the Sport, but all the other trims are going to get some silver accenting like you guys are currently looking at right now. But overall, everything looks pretty similar to last year's model, so that pretty much rounds out the front end here. So now go ahead and make our way to the side of the Jetta. All right, so but then making our way to this side of the Jetta here, chrome beltline molding is going to come on all trim levels but the Sport, because the Sport, of course, is going to give you a black finish to the beltline molding there. SEL badging found on the front fender, and that is going to be only for the SEL trim level. So there's not going to be any SE designation, for example, on the front fenders here or on our SE trim level, so that is reserved only for the SEL. Body color power adjustable side mirrors will come standard, however they will be gloss black for the Sport trim level. Essentially, if you notice the common theme here, everything that is going to be chrome or aluminum found on the other trim levels is going to be gloss black on the Sport, more or less. Heated mirrors though, heated side mirrors are going to come standard on every single trim level across the board. That doesn't always happen, so did want to emphasize that. Then taking a look down at the wheel setup, 16-inch alloys coming with the S, but then all of the rest of the trim levels are all going to get 17-inch alloy wheels, but they are all going to be unique to the specific trim level that you're looking at. So the Sport trim level is going to get kind of a sportier look, a double 5-spoke alloy, and then for the SE and SEL trims, they are also going to get a unique design for each trim level. So if you ever wanted to know what trim level you were looking at, simply look on the trunk because it's going to tell you. But you could also look at the wheel configuration because that is going to differ again with every single trim level. So kind of a little tidbit there for you. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the back of this one. All right, so but now making our way to the back of this one, gloss black shark fin antenna found all the way to the top. And like I said, you guys can see there's some trim level badging there on the right side of the trunk there. LED taillights though will come standard on every single trim level across the board. You gotta love that. And my very favorite part, a lot of times Volkswagen and Audi will put fake exhaust outlets on the back end of their vehicles, but there's none of that in this one. I like that. You're not gonna do an integrated exhaust into the rear bumper. Don't try to pretend like you're doing it. And I like that the Jetta is not doing that. So having said that, there is a single exhaust outlet. It is tucked away underneath. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of the Jetta, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there is a button on the key fob, there's a button on the trunk itself, and there's a button on the driver's side door then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 14.1 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down. There are some levers found in the cargo area there, bumping that up quite substantially, so a good amount of room there. There's some cargo lighting back there as well, and then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you are going to find a spare tire, which I personally prefer over the fix-a-flat because I just think it's what I'm used to, I guess, and it's easier. But anyways, then making our way up to the rear legroom, that is going to come in at 37.4 inches. So for reference, I am even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in those rear seats there. There is a rear center armrest with cup holders that does come standard. You gotta love that. And if you go with the SEL trim, you will get a heated second row. So spoil the rear passengers a little bit. So I absolutely love that because not many sedans offer that. But however, on the flip side of things, I wouldn't have minded seeing some rear charging ports back there and also some rear air vents, as well as a lot of other sedans will offer those too. So then make our way to the front seats. Manually adjustable cloth seating will come with the S. Enhanced bolstering with contrast stitching coming with the Sport, as you would expect for a sportier trim level. 6-way power driver seat with power lumbar, with 2-way power lumbar coming with the SE. Those seats will be heated and with leatherette surfaces. That, of course, is what you guys are looking at right now. SEL trim then is going to add ventilated front seats, leather surfaces, and memory settings then as well. Overall, as far as seat comfort goes, it was okay. I will say 4-way power lumbar would have been a lot better for these seats specifically because the upper portion of the seats kind of pushes you out a little bit, and then the lower portion is the lumbar adjustment portion, so you can really adjust that, which is great. But there should be some kind of adjustableness to the upper portion of the seats as well, in my personal opinion, for somebody who has a bad back at least. That's where that's coming from. But anyways, then take a look at the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescoping. It does get a flat bottom, which I'm a huge fan of. It will be leather wrapped for the SE and SEL. Love that as well. And if you were to go with the SEL, it will also be heated as well, so that's pretty darn cool. But then make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your Volkswagen logo on the one side. When you flip it over, lock, unlock, the button to pop the rear trunk, and the ×2 button. This is the big change for 2023, you guys. You get a remote start now on the SE and the SEL, of course. But the previous year, when I reviewed the Jetta for the 2022, I also had this trim level, the SE, and you didn't get a remote start. So it's going to be the big change for 2023. You get a remote start now on the SE trim level. So that's pretty cool. You got to warm this thing up on cold days here in Pennsylvania like today. But it is all keyless entry with the push button start for the SE and SEL as well. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that silver engine start button located just to the left of the shifter. And so one of my favorite parts about the Jetta, once started up, when it comes to the gauge cluster, and by the way, there is still plastic over these gauges. It is a brand new car. I'm not going to rip it off because it's not my car, but if you see a little bit of plastic, that's what that is. But 8-inch digital gauge cluster for all trim levels but the SEL. The SEL is going to give you a 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. So I love the digital gauges coming standard on the Jetta here, and that is customizable. There's a little view button on the right-hand side of the steering wheel that completely changes the look, kind of gives you different readouts, what you want it to look like. So I'm a huge fan of the digital gauges, just like I'm a huge fan of them on the Taos as well. But overall, it gives you everything that you want to know. Outside temperature, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's a couple different readouts, like I said, digital speedometer, tachometer, however you want to set it up. So I love that. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality, because there is a panoramic sunroof that comes standard on the SEL. We got it as an option here on the SE, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's pretty darn big. Dual zone climate control coming with the SE and SEL as well, so both driver and passenger can set their own temperatures there. Wireless phone charger coming with the SEL trim level only, and that's going to be located in front of the shifter if you have it. Frameless rear view mirror with home link controls is going to be optional. We do not have that one. And I do like how everything is kind of tilted slightly towards the driver. It makes it more of a driver-centric vehicle, kind of like the Nissan GTR did. And I kind of like the weave design that's in silver found on the doors. It's also found just above the passenger side glove box, so big fan of that design as well. But overall, just in front of the shifter, you got a couple phone charging ports, a little bit of rubberized storage in our case, electromechanical parking brake just to the left of the shifter. You got your dual cup holders as well as a little slot to put your cell phone right there, and within a center armrest, a decent amount of storage within there with another phone charging port in there as well. So overall, it's perfectly fine. I honestly don't mind the interior quality. I think it looks dang good. But now, let's go ahead and make our way to the infotainment screen. 6.5-inch color touchscreen display coming with the S, Sport, and SE trims. That's, of course, what you guys are looking at right now. But if you go with the SEL, you will get an 8-inch color touchscreen display, Bluetooth and audio streaming coming with that, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Check out your fuel prices up there. There's some stock information. You can set it on kind of a clock kind of readout, And of course, you can check out your radio information. So when it comes to the sound systems, you will get 4 speakers with the S, Sport, and SE trims, and then a Beats sound system for the SEL. That one's gonna be pretty darn good. But like I said, we do have the 4-speaker sound system with us here today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. All right, honestly, the bass was okay. I don't mind the bass. The clarity is meh. Not the best clarity I've heard, but then again, this is a 4-speaker sound system. Volkswagen, if you're watching this, most other sedans in your class give it a 6-speaker, if not an 8-speaker, so 4-speaker is definitely below average there, but like I said, the bass was decent. Bass is nice. Clarity, eh. Anyways, last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the Jetta in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know what is behind you, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so front side curtain airbags do come standard. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, and this is actually pretty good, blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert. You don't usually get that coming standard on other sedans out there. Forward collision warning with autonomous emergency braking, front assist with pedestrian detection. Then if you were to go with the SE trim level and up, you're going to get lane keep assist, emergency assist, and adaptive cruise control then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the Jetta, digital gauges are wonderful. I love the digital gauges, and I love that they come standard on all trim levels, considering the price point of the Jetta is quite attractive as well. Manual transmission being available, that's also a huge win. So many people, or I should say so many, obviously more people prefer automatic these days, but still there are a good bit of people that still prefer a manual transmission for that better feeling of being in control and for that enthusiast mindset. So I'm a huge fan of that as well. Also, you get some pretty darn good MPGs, probably the best in its class if you're not talking about hybrids and things like that. So 42 and 43 miles per gallon is dang brilliant. As far as room for improvement goes, the exterior styling is kind of on the basic side. I like the interior design, I will say that, but the exterior styling is kind of just meh for me personally, at least. And the 4-speaker sound system is definitely below average, like I said, compared to the competition. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the new 2023 Jetta in the comments section below. And that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen if you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.
Baby, baby.